Linda Locott. I was John's wife. We had been married for 35 years. Well, he had a lot of health problems as far as like arthritis. He had gout, and but he still struggled through everything that he had to go through. When he was diagnosed with cancer, that was that took a lot out of him. It really did. And and he struggled for, I'd say, 4 or 5 years. He really battled with the cancer because he really didn't, want to die. None of us want to die, But he lived his life as much as he could. He was really sick. He was really, really sick. But he held on as long as he could. But when he died, it took a lot out of the whole family. And, and I tried to work and, and do the things I needed to do for him while he was living. Well, after he died, things didn't go that well for me either because, I was steady praying that, I would get strength to just be strong for my children and my grandchildren, which I feel like I did pretty well because everybody was complimenting me, but I didn't see where, I was doing that great. But things got better, as time that they say time heals all wounds, and that's true. So, I'm doing a whole lot better now, I'm not dating or anything like that. I'm not really interested in that. I would say that, things happen in life and you really have to keep yourself in prayer because prayer does work. And I would just like to say, that I'm doing a lot better now, and I would just say for everybody, things happen in life, you just have to, something someone said before, you might get knocked down in life, things happen, but just remember, just don't stay there, get up and just keep on going.
Hi, my name is Deidre, and I'm going to be talking about my father, John, the late John Edward Locott. Growing up, it was just me, my mom, my dad, and my brother in the household. And our friends used to tease us and say that we was like the Cosby Show, because they said and my family always felt like they teased us because he was the only father that actually raised his kids. I would say we were spoiled, but we weren't bad. He played no games. It's like punishments, beatings. You were going to respect the household. You were going to respect him, and you was going to respect my mom. And he was to the point where other family members, his sisters and them would call him, and tell him that their kids acting up, and they would come around. To this day, we still sit back and laugh about how he was strict on us and ain't play no games. Will choke you up in a minute if you get out of line, Again, my childhood with him wasn't bad at all. We didn't want for anything. Everything we needed, we had. He was a great parent. About 2001, 2002, somewhere in that time frame, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And it was devastating, mainly because everybody, when you hear the word cancer, it's automatically a death sentence. So it was devastating to him, devastating. And he didn't mind telling you he was scared. He was not the type of man that walk around and say, oh, I'm going to be okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. No, he started crying too. So they ain't going to make you do nothing but cry, He had a lot of fear about dying. Even to his last day, he still had fear about dying. And I think that's what bothered me the most, is because most people, if they know they're going to die at some point, they accept it because they know they're going to a better place. But he didn't accept it. So it made me think like, dang, is he going to hell? What is really going on? It was a struggle. He was sick all the time. Now, mind you, this is a man that from me growing all the way up to about 30 years old, he's been sick. He had arthritis, stuff like that. No big deal. But this is a man that was sick, lost all this weight, couldn't do anything for himself. To see a man, your father, who was about 200 and something pounds, dwindle down to nothing and basically crying and pleading for his life, that's very traumatic on I think it would be on anybody, not just me. That would be on anybody. He passed away. His final stages of cancer was, like, to me, the roughest. For some reason, he would always look at me or say, help me, Deidre. I don't want to die. Can you save me? And, of course, that's your dad. You would want to do anything to save your parent, your child, whatever. And I'm like, I can't do that. I felt like it was my fault that I couldn't do that. But even the doctors couldn't save his life. It's just like a void, a pain, a nothing you can do. Somebody always reaching out to you and saying, help me, baby girl, this, that. It was nothing I could do. I felt lost. I felt, I was scared because, like I said, he was so sick. I had never seen anybody that sick in my life. Yeah, I remember him throwing up, couldn't make it to the bathroom. I used to have to run and get cups for him to, even in taking him to his doctor's appointments, I would have to take a cup in the car. We would have to pull over at a stoplight. It was just to the point where I was begging God, please take him. He's in a lot of pain, So he died. And it was so hard. At that same time, around that time, I had fibroid tumors. So they had did a little laparoscopy surgery, and they had prescribed me some pain pills. And it's like when I took that first pain pill, all the worrying, all the feeling sad, it was gone. I didn't feel anything. I was numb. So I liked that feeling. I couldn't even sleep a lot of times at night. I'm like tossing and turning, still in my mind thinking, why was he so scared to die? Why is he not in heaven? I really don't think he's in heaven, So I started abusing the pills. And that's another thing people think. Now for me, somebody who never smoked a cigarette, never had a drink of alcohol, never did any street drugs, I got extremely addicted to pain medicine. I'm talking like I had to have it. I didn't feel anything. I didn't care about anything for real. And I was just floating along. I wasn't really living life. I think I was just floating through. It was just like whatever. I still didn't deal with any, death or nothing. I met a lot of different people along the way. Good people that made bad choices in life. And they jump right back on the horse, and they owning businesses. They have great jobs, multiple homes, multiple cars. It just goes to show that you can get knocked down, but you can get back up and become anything you want to do if you believe. And that's where I'm at today. When I first got into the program, I was saying I had some resentment towards God because my dad was the only one out of his siblings that didn't drink, like talking about it, didn't do drugs, didn't live that wild life, and he died before all of them that I felt should have went before him. I had a resentment, and I had to let that resentment go. My therapist said, you need to write a letter to your father, go out there to the cemetery and read it to him. And that's what I did. I didn't feel good about it at first, but the load got lighter after I would go out there a couple of times and read what I have to say. And I know in order to live, you have to die. So you can't expect no one to live forever because death is for certain. But it's just that I chose a wrong way to deal with it.
The most painful goodbyes are the ones that are never said and never explained. The loss of a loved one turns our lives upside down, and our world as we knew it has changed. And these changes require that we, in turn, adjust to a new normal. That adjustment will take time, however, and that new normal may feel like it will never come. But you must always remember that love is stronger than death, even though it can't stop death from happening. But no matter how hard death tries, it can't separate people from love. And it can't take away our memories either. You may not have been stronger than cancer, but in the end, life is stronger than death. And you are our life.